Gumball is his mom's uncle. His mom accidentally married her own grandfather, and their pet goldfish grew legs and became their adopted son. This isn't a family tree, it's a genealogical meltdown. In today's video, we'll be looking into just how crazy the Watterson's family tree actually is, starting with Gumball, a 12-year-old blue cat and the center of the madness. His name? Supposed to be Christopher. But thanks to Richard's spelling fail, it's Christopher. That typo sets the tone for everything to come. According to the show's creators, Richard spelled the name wrong twice before settling on Gumball, which wasn't even his first choice. He wanted to name him Zach, and that actually becomes a plot point in the name when Gumball learns his real name is Zach Watterson and instantly turns into an egotistical maniac. Then there's Darwin, once a pet goldfish, now a fully adopted brother. After burning through half a dozen fish named Darwin, the Wattersons finally get one that grows legs and lungs. They adopt him naturally. Now Gumball's sibling used to live in a bowl. Totally normal. In the comics, we even learn that Darwin's mutation was the result of radiation from a rogue science experiment happening under Elmore Junior High, meaning the Wattersons accidentally raised an aquatic superhero who survived pure scientific negligence. But hey, he's polite. Anais, the youngest, is now a genius pink bunny who somehow has 6 R's in her name. Anais, no explanation, just chaos in letter form. She's the smartest one, which, in this family, is saying a lot. She was reading complex physics books in diapers, solving algebra at age 2, and in an official Cartoon Network character sheet, her IQ is listed as 237, which puts her between Einstein and a small black hole. Together, they're a cat, a walking fish, and a bunny. It's a wild lineup, but they're the least crazy part of this family. Nicole Watterson, aka Supermom, is fierce, responsible, and literally named Doctor. That's not a title. It's her first name. She left her strict parents as a teen to be with Richard. Bold move. Until you meet Richard. Nicole comes from a long line of overachieving blue cats. In one official CN Deep Lore chart, the Senecourt family, Nicole's side, traces back to ancient warriors who were apparently known for destroying their rivals in tournaments. That tracks. Nicole once kicked through an entire van out of pure stress. Richard is a 6'4" pink rabbit man child. Loves snacks, hates chores, once microwaved his pants. He's basically a kid in a dad costume. Why? His mom, Granny Jojo, coddled him for years, turning him into a bubble-wrapped adult toddler. In fact, CN describes Richard as emotionally age 5, and the creators once joked he was never supposed to grow up. His childhood mindset fossilized after one particularly traumatic moment involving a slide at the playground. He never recovered. Granny Jojo herself seems sweet. Until you realize she raised Richard to fear growing up. Her parenting style, do nothing, stay safe. And then there's Frankie, Richard's deadbeat dad who dipped early and occasionally drifts back to cause more chaos. In the comics, Frankie reveals he's been living between couch cushions and lost dimensions, which raises more questions than answers. Enter Louie, Granny Jojo's new boyfriend, a polite old mouse who proposes to her. But Richard freaks out. He doesn't want a new dad, so what does he do? He adopts Louie. Yep, legally makes Louie his son to stop the wedding. Why? Because a son can't marry his grandmother. Richard's logic is peak Watterson, weird, emotional, completely unhinged. But Louie claps back, croton petty, and adopts Nicole, Richard's wife, making himself Richard's father-in-law and son at the same time. Now Richard is Nicole's grandpa, Nicole is her kid's niece, and Gumball? He becomes his mom's uncle and loves the power trip. The family tree doesn't bend, it explodes. This is where the Watterson family tree doesn't just break, it collapses in on itself like a dying star. To stop his mom from remarrying, Richard adopts her fiancé, Louie, making Louie legally his son. In retaliation, Louie adopts Nicole, Richard's wife, which makes Richard, Nicole's grandfather. That's right. Nicole accidentally married her own grandpa, and because of that, Nicole is now a generation below her kids. Technically, she becomes her own children's niece. Try explaining that at a PTA meeting. It gets better, or worse. Gumball, as Richard's son and Nicole's uncle, is now officially Uncle Gumball to his own mom, and he loves it. He immediately starts bossing her around. Go clean my room, niece. Then tops it off with, it's not about tradition, it's about power. Meanwhile, Richard is now husband, grandpa, and great-grandpa all at once. Louis is both Richard's son and father-in-law. Nicole is someone's granddaughter, niece, and wife, all at the same dinner table. The show's narrator even taps out saying, "I'm getting a migraine trying to decipher this." Honestly, same. The Wattersons didn't just rewrite their family roles. They spun the entire family tree into a cartoon, multiverse of madness. And the best part? They act like it's all just another Tuesday. Just when you thought the Watterson family tree couldn't get any messier, oh, it does. First up, Nicole's parents. Daniel and Mary were so strict and judgmental about her relationship with Richard that Nicole straight up cut them off for 2 decades. They even tried to attend her wedding, but get this, they thought RSVP on the invite was a location and drove to a town named RSSVP. Yes, they missed the wedding because of a typo. Eventually, they reconcile with Nicole in a surprisingly emotional hug, proving that even in this cartoon, family drama can hit a little too real. Then there's Sheila, Louis' sister and JoJo's sister-in-law, who randomly appears out of nowhere and crashes at the Watterson house. Thanks to JoJo's marriage to Louis, Sheila technically becomes Richard's step-aunt and the kid's step-great-aunt. She's not central to the madness, but she definitely adds to the unexpected relative from nowhere chaos. And let's not forget Bucktooth Watterson. Yes, that's his actual name. He's Gumball's great-great-great-great-grandfather and possibly a background cave rabbit cameo. In official illustrations, Bucktooth is portrayed with a giant wooden club and a single massive tooth, proving the family's chaotic energy is definitely hereditary. The extended tree gets even more bizarre when you include the comics, which introduce Great Uncle Flatcap, who hasn't spoken in 40 years, JoJo's cousin Twinkle, who believes she can astral project Richard's ancestor Sir Watterson the Unready, who once lost a war by oversleeping. Also, no one in this family is even the same species. Nicole and her parents are cats, Richard and his relatives are rabbits, Louis a mouse, Darwin's a fish, turned amphibian, and there are references to rats, frogs, birds. It's less of a family tree and more of a petting zoo. Picture Thanksgiving, a fish avoiding cats, a rabbit carving the turkey, a mouse giving a toast. Total madness. And somehow, we're still not done. What started as a quirky cat family has spiraled into full-blown genealogical anarchy, and we haven't even hit the resolution yet. The Wattersons hit full meltdown when Richard tried to block his mom's wedding by legally adopting her fiancé, Louis, who clapped back by adopting Nicole. Within minutes, Richard became Nicole's grandfather. Gumball became her uncle, and the entire family tree folded in on itself like a bad origami project. It was chaos, hilarious, unhinged, and completely unsustainable. The Watterson family tree wasn't just broken, it straight up detonated. Nicole was horrified to find herself both wife and granddaughter to Richard. Gumball, now Uncle Gumball, immediately started ordering his mom around. Richard felt like a genius, until he realized he preferred husband over grandpa. And JoJo? She just wanted to say, "I do," without a bureaucratic meltdown. Clearly, this couldn't last, even by Gumball standards. So how did they fix this mess? Simple. They hit reset. Richard gave up his adoption protest. Louis unadopted Nicole, and Granny JoJo married Louis like a normal cartoon grandma. Everyone dropped their new titles and went back to being just slightly dysfunctional instead of legally unhinged. Gumball lost his uncle to mom badge. Richard stopped being his wife's grandpa, and Louis became the chill step-grandpa he was always meant to be. Order restored. Watterson style. Like most Gumball episodes, the chaos ends with a laugh, and everything magically resets. 1 minute you're your own great uncle, the next you're eating toast while it's on fire. That's the charm. Ridiculous, heartfelt, and somehow still relatable. Because behind all the madness is a family that sticks together, even if it takes undoing a few adoptions to make it work. So, yeah. The Wattersons' family tree is actually insane. From self-adopting dads to goldfish brothers, it's chaos wrapped in comedy. And if your brain survived that, congrats. You're basically a Watterson now. If your family ever felt complicated, just remember, at least your mom isn't also your niece. If you laughed, learned, or just spiraled a little, hit that like button, drop your weirdest family connection in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into cartoon chaos. We break down the madness so you don't have to. New videos every week and no legal adoptions involved, I promise.